Right, greetings everybody and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be taking a talk about what is coming to global this week and what it means for you guys and whether this cute little adorable character is okay. Well, you know what? Yeah, Vivi is awesome. If you're not doing at least one pull for Vivi, you're a monster. We hate you, and I don't know. Probably should stub your toe, and I hope your socks are always wet. But anyway, now that I've greeted my audience, I want to talk a little bit about this little character and what he is essentially meant for JP, and also the freakout of freakouts from the JP side, which is still funny to me. So I want to talk just about Vivi and Helena. Obviously, when Helena came out on JP, there were some JP players who freaked out because essentially they were like, wait a minute, Vivi is dark and Helena is light and Helena is newer, therefore she is automatically better, which means that if I pull Vivi, I'm an idiot. And that turned out just not to be true. There was a JP player who maxed out Vivi completely within the first week, which is a whole other topic of conversation, but then freaked out when Helena came out and he figured that he basically she invalidated Vivi. And I'm just here to tell you that that's not true. One of the strongest teams on JP, and you know what? Global does have a little bit of a different landscape because you have a few different units and VCs and bonuses than what we have. So I'm not saying this is going to be 100%. I'm not saying that Vivi is bad by any means. Vivi is a really strong character, as I have been using him for weeks now. His stun is just really good. He's particularly good into matchups where you're against other units. His auto revive and HP recovery is pretty damn strong. And he's just a really good team player on the team that you're seeing right now. As it turns out, Helena and Vivi are not opposites per se, but actually, quite frankly, allies in arms. Now, I do expect that Global is going to get... Also, I'm totally prepared to lose this matchup, just because now I've said too many nice things about this character. Like, it's just going to be like, oh no, we lose. Doesn't that suck? Yeah, we're just gonna get AoE'd into inexistence. Isn't that sad? But yeah, Vivi is actually a really good unit in combination with Raph and the team you're essentially seeing. I've had really, 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 really good luck with this team, just being really, really strong, really, really capable, and just powerhouses against multiple teams, the survivability and whatnot. Now, as I was kind of saying, old is a bit of a... Oh, are we going to just get... That's unfortunate. So we got the auto revive, so we're not completely dead yet. But they are. So yeah, this is actually just a really strong combination. And when Vivi fires off his limit burst, getting a stun on enemies, it is pretty backbreaking and just really, really good. And I will attest that even after weeks here, Vivi is doing plenty fine in terms of meta and survivability. You are seeing light evasion to potentially counter certain teams. You're seeing spear and wind, which is also pretty strong. I mean, there are just a bunch of really good teams everywhere right now. Some that feature different units. OL'd is obviously one of the newer units. And boy, oh boy, this team. Ooh. See that again? That's juicy, man. I'm assuming that's a really high performance. But Vivi is particularly a really great unit. And if I'm going to shout out that, I do kind of have to shout out that the VC is kind of pretty important for them. Essentially, like, you're looking at a VC where the VC itself is a hollow VC, which gives some permanent upgrades. It just gives some really good upgrades for these units in specific, like, multiplayer stuff. And that essentially makes this VC just almost a little bit too good. It's one of the only hollow VCs that I think is really, really important. For people who are Helena fans or people who are Vivi fans, this VC is essentially just really, really good. And it is a pretty big leverage at the moment to have this, because you essentially are getting bonuses on other teams that don't have access to hollow VC. That is very, very strong. So yeah, I think I've spoken my piece about it. Vivi is just a really good character. Helena existing does not invalidate him. It actually can be really good. I think that evasion is probably one of the things that some people will bring up. And yes, it is a problem for this team unless Helena has kind of switched to white mage and has access and primed and ready to use fully. But it's not necessarily the marker. I personally like Vivi still, and I wanted to put it in a good word for him. He's been good for me for the last since he came. And you know what? It's just weird to have Global and JP having the same banner. Off. But anyway, I've said my positive thing about Vivi. See if anybody is going to go for him on Global and whether or not he makes any kind of a difference. But I guess just one last thing. I do want to say that Oeld, wherever he is, way down here, is a particularly really great unit against mages and is actually pretty good into that matchup. So heads up for what is coming in the near future, I would assume, for Global. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you later.